Welcome back to Livie'S Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, Fam the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Welcome back to the Lovely Lab, and I want to just start off this video by saying, for those who are current subscribers, I want to say thank you to you for helping me to grow this channel. I never thought that I would reach 300, let alone 300 plus, but here we are, and we are constantly growing. So I thank you for commenting, subscribing, sharing, and your constant encouragement. And some of you have channels that I also watch and I am also inspired by. So for those of you, I want to say thank you for constantly putting out that content that inspires us. And and for those who aren't currently subscribed, if you like crafty tutorials and hauls and DIYs, stay tuned and go ahead and click the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my crafty uploads. And last but not least, welcome to this lovely community here at Livie'S Lovelies. Now, without further ado, I just want to pop on real quick to share with you guys some of the items that I have been working on to build my junk journaling stash, as well as add to one of the journals that I currently am working on. So, as you know, I'm working on a prayer junk journal, and so I had started, well, I'll show you these first. So there's this paper kit that I have. It's called Destinations, and I want to say that it's by the Paper Studio. Not sure. But I started off, let me slide that out of here. Yeah. I started off with just this envelope here. And this is just a piece of white cardstock that it was a scrap piece that I folded in half, inked the edges, and then I tore pieces from the kit, paper kit, adhered it down, put some, glued it down, and I punched out the top here. Now I punched out the side entirely so that it can be placed inside the journal as a page. So what would that look like? Let's see if I can pull my planner out. So how it would look is it would go on your book like this, and you would slide something, you would glue it down, and you would slide something in, and then this would be the additional pocket here. I hope that makes sense. So let's see, you'd glue down this side, that side, and that side, and then this would be a pocket, and then this would also be a pocket here. So I made that, and then I also used some scrap paper from like some life insurance, what do you call it, life insurance in paper, what do you call it, the mail that the stuff that comes in that nobody asks for, the marketing material. And so then I used up some more white cardstock, scrap cardstock. All of this is scraps, and then I actually went on ahead, and you can see there's one that says Paris. There's some coffee stained paper in the background, along with little strips of scrap, looks like letter, handwritten letters. And then I stitched around it, and I inked around all of these. I'm just going to go through real quick so you can see them. Eiffel Tower, and this is some embossed white cardstock that I just used the black to create some dimension with black ink. And then this is, I don't even know. If you know what this is, let me know in the comments. What is that of? Where is that? Some more little postcards, mini postcards that they had in there, images of them. And I'm not sure which one of these are actually from France, or if they're from Italy, because some of it's Paris, some of it's Rome, some of it's Spain. Well, Italy and Spain. France, Spain, Italy. Good Lord, yeah. Okay. And this one has a little map in the background. I thought that was really cute. I love the way how these turned out. And I used white thread. I stitched them on my brother LX 2763. Here we go. And used white thread because I didn't want there to be too much contrast. I wanted it to be kind of subtle, but just adding texture to them. This is Paris, and then it has a little handwritten note back there, and then the little fleur-de-lis. And actually what this is to be a travel themed embellishment set. So I plan on using this in a future junk journal or creating one around it with lighter hues. And then every piece of paper that I used was scrap. It was from my scrap bin. I wanted to try and reduce that. And this is Italy. And I don't even, yep, Naples. Hotel Victoria, Naples. So I plan on, stay tuned. So I plan on maybe that being my next journal, a travel themed journal. Now these are the embellishments that I made for the prayer journal. And really I created these so that I could also make some, what do you call it, paper clips. Liz from Liz 4 Days, she has a tutorial on how to make them, turn them into paper clips, and I'm gonna have to watch that in order to figure out how to make that work. But I'm gonna go back to that in a minute. This is the envelope that I made just to add to the journal, not to be added into the journal, but as like a little bonus. And so this is just a napkin decoupaged onto a handmade envelope. I created basically a template for this. I have a copy of it, so if you want that, drop a comment below and I'll find a way to communicate with you. Or actually you can send an email to Livie'S Lovelies at Gmail, and I'll email you the template, and you can just cut it out yourself. It's just a PDF that you can print out on cardstock, and then just use that to you cut that out and then trace around that, and you'll be able to get this. And if not, there's plenty of them online. So anyways, so this just has a little bit of the music note from the napkin, and then I stenciled on top of it, added a couple of pearls, put Fascinating, which I inked around, and I did a little bit of ink distressing around the edges of this, but not too much. And then lastly, I went on ahead and stitched around the edge of that with some off-white, kind of like a taupe colored thread. And I really like the way that came out with the little pearls and the butterflies. You know, I'm a fan of the butterflies. So now moving along, let me just show you quickly show you the embellishments. And I think that they could also be used as journal cards as well. So I'll figure that out. But the larger ones obviously can be used as journal cards. So let's start off with that one. Most of these just have lace, some scrap paper, some of the same stampings that I've used throughout the journal, which is the crosses, the butterflies, some lace or lace trim, scrap pieces of paper that I've used for that journal, and it helps keep it cohesive, you know. And the smaller ones like this is ones that I plan to use to turn them into the paper clips. Like this could be used as a journal card if you have a lighter colored pen. I don't like the way that came out. I might keep that one for myself. No, this was a trial one. This is my trial one because I inked around the edges of this, and I didn't ink around the edges of any of the other ones. I didn't like the way it came out. So I've got butterflies, and then this one says pouring out praise. Loved the way that this came out, and I used different color stitching on here again. The off-white or taupish color, just so that it would not be a contrast, a huge contrast. It'll be subtle and just add some texture, some varying texture to it. And if you don't recognize, this is actually the I scanned the cover in, the cover to the prayer journal, I decoupaged. And when I finished decoupaging that, I scanned it in to my computer. And so then I printed out that 8.5 by 11. And that's what I used as the base for these. So that's why it kind of all goes in together. Okay, so very simple, using your scraps. You too can create some embellishments for junk journals, for things that you're working on. It doesn't necessarily have to be a junk journal. I know that's all the craze right now, but you can use these in many different ways. You can pop these up on cards and add a sentiment. These are just items that you have on hand ready to be used at your discretion and at will. So I hope this has inspired you to pull out some of your scraps, use them. Do not go to the store, maybe the thrift store or some garage sales or whatever. But I'm just saying, you don't necessarily have to go to the store in order to get your creativity working, okay? And so I thank you so much for watching. And until we're back here again on YouTube, you know, stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative and crafting. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie'S Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.